Hi, my name's Stuart. I work with Sans Photo and Sans Video on the Wirral in the UK. This is my quick review of the Falcon Eyes DV-3B, which is this little thing here I'm holding. I'm reviewing this because I was on the lookout for something to help me with wedding photography, ring shots in particular, macro shots of rings. I've been interested for a while in this product here called the Adaptalux, which is a kind of lighting setup that you attach to the top of your camera, and you can point different coloured lights and of various different colours and even ultraviolet and lasers and all sorts of things at whatever you're shooting, and get some really interesting looks of it. And at the recent photography show in Birmingham, I had a look at it and it was great, but the only thing that put me off is it does have quite a hefty price, which I'll leave you to look into that, but it's quite hefty. Now, for what I do with weddings, I couldn't really justify that sort of expense for this item, because really it's maybe one photograph per wedding. So it's not something I'd be using a lot. So I looked into getting something similar, maybe not quite as good. The Adaptalux, I would say, would be probably the choice if you do a lot of product photography, if that is the mainstay of your business, or at least one of the mainstays. I would say maybe it's a little bit overkill if you're just going to use it very occasionally. So anyway, I found another product, which is this, the Falcon Eyes. This is a much simpler product than the Adaptalux, but for what I need, and maybe for what you need, depending on what you do, it might be a good option. So it's got a hot shoe, mounts to the top of your camera like this, and just attaches just like anything else would do. There's 3 dials on top of the Falcon Eyes, one for the right, one for the left, and one for the middle. Hopefully they will come on. Yep. So you can vary the light output. I'll just do the middle one for now, turn the other 2 off. So you can see as I turn the dial, it gets brighter or dimmer. Now, what I will say about this is that these dials don't seem to work in a completely linear way. Maybe it's because it's using LEDs. You turn it on, you get a bit of light, you turn it on a bit more, a little bit more maybe, but then it suddenly gets quite bright quite quickly. So the level of control isn't perfect by any means. Probably for what I'm doing, most of the time I'll just turn it all the way on anyway. I'll quickly mention some of the items that come with the DV-3B. So there's the 3 lights, as you can see. Each of these has a cover, and into the cover you can insert gels. It comes with quite a variety of colours. There's blue, there's green, there's yellow, and there's also a clear diffusing gel as well, which is the one I'm using on the white light. So you can kind of mix it up. You could obviously also buy gels, sheets of gel, and just cut them into the shape and use them yourself as well if you wanted. As well as having these sort of covers which give a sort of fairly diffuse light, there's also these ones so you can kind of narrow the light down to a tighter beam. Obviously that will restrict the amount of light coming out a little bit as well. So there's a couple of options there. For what I've done so far, I've just used this, and I've so far just had the blue in one, the red in the other, and white in the middle one, and I'm quite pleased with that. But you could obviously mix it up depending. If it was a wedding, you might even want to use something in the colour scheme of the wedding. So just thinking about what else is to say about this device, like I say, it's quite simple. These parts don't detach, so unlike the Adaptalux, you can't break it down and easily fit it into a bag. Personally, for weddings, I use a backpack, and it's got a kind of pouch pocket on the front, which to be honest I think this will fit quite easily into. So you could kind of get it down into a smaller space by folding the arms like that. But that's not the, it's obviously not as good as the Adaptalux and maybe some other options in that regard. My main criticism though would be the ability to actually vary the light. It's not ideal. So it's really up to you whether you think that'll be suitable for you. The build quality is okay. It's not great. You know, it doesn't feel like an expensive product, and it isn't really an expensive product. It's around about £50, and you can get it on eBay and on Amazon, and probably elsewhere. But like I say, if you want to use it for something like occasional use for ring shots, maybe some product shots, maybe things to put on eBay or something like that, I would say this may actually be in quite a sweet spot for you in terms of price and what it can do. I'm going to show some images at the end of the video that I've taken of some jewellery just to show you the effect that you get. Thanks for listening, and maybe I'll do another video soon.